A very good day to all of you. In the lesson today, we are going to talk about another important skill that all of us need to have in reading. The topic of the lesson today is context clues, or sometimes people call it as contextual clues. I believe most of you have heard about context clues. If you could recall on the past lessons that you have had back in school, context clues refers to a lesson or a skill that you apply or you use when you want to guess the meaning of a word in a passage, in a text, in any reading text like articles, magazines, websites, or any text that you encounter, where there are difficult words that you have never heard, you have never seen, that you do not know the meaning of, and you guess the meaning based on the context of the sentence or the previous sentence or the sentence after or the whole paragraph. So the context is simply the words or ideas around your unknown word. For example, if you read an article, in a particular sentence there is a word that you have never encountered before. To save your time from going over to the dictionary again and again to check the meaning of words that you don't understand, you can just simply guess the meaning of those words by using the context clues. So you try to understand the sentence before, sentence after, the whole paragraph, and guess the meaning of that difficult word. So the reason why we have context clues as lesson today is because we want to read quickly. So that is an important skill that we need to have, which is reading quickly, because we do not want to waste our time reading go through all the words and every single page, because we have a lot of other things that we want to do, especially when we have a lot of assignments, a lot of presentations that we need to deliver. We need to gather informations as quickly as we can so we can focus on what the things that we need to focus on. So we do not want to waste our time reading every single word, every single line, every single page of the text, of the book, of the article. So what we do is, instead of sometimes, most of the times, we might find a lot of difficult words. So there could be 2 or 3 difficult words that we have never heard before in one page. So let's say we are reading 5 to 6 pages. So we will have to go through the dictionary many times. So instead of doing that and waste our time, and we get bored of reading because we have a lot of words that we do not understand and we have to go and check with the dictionary again and again, what we can do is we can simply guess the meaning of those words by using the contextual clues. Guessing doesn't mean you need to guess the exact meaning of those words. So guessing, you can guess the meaning of the word that is close enough that you can fill in the sentence and make the sentence relevant and make sense. So that is about context clues. So context clues are hints that the author gives to help define a difficult word or unusual word. So the clue may appear within the same sentence as the word to which it refers, or it may follow in a preceding sentence, or could also be in the sentence after, or the whole paragraph itself, or the whole page itself. So there are 4 ways that we can guess the meaning of a word. So the easiest way would be just to look for the definition or the explanation of that word in the same sentence or in the same paragraph. The other way is to look for what we call as the restatement or the synonym. And the third way is to look for the contrast or the antonym. So by guessing the synonym of, there could be, if there is a difficult word, there could be the synonym, the word with a similar meaning to the difficult word in the same sentence or the same paragraph, where you can guess the meaning of the difficult word. So the same goes to antonym. There could be a word that is just the opposite of the difficult word that would help you to guess the meaning of the difficult word without going to the dictionary. And the final way would be to um, guess the meaning of the difficult word based on by making an inference. So inference means you make a general conclusion what the context of this of the situation is. So let us go through all the four ways of how you can guess the meaning of a word in a text one by one. So the first one is definition. So sometimes the definition of the difficult word or the term is given in the text, and it is quite easy for you to notice. Normally, you will have the phrase that is or the meaning is given after commas, dashes, or parentheses. So this is an example. The arbitrator, the neutral person chosen to settle the dispute, arrived at her decision. So what could be the definition of the word arbitrator in this sentence? So it is quite easy for you to guess. The arbitrator, an arbitrator is a neutral person. So the neutral person chosen to settle the dispute. So it could be the middle person, a broker, someone who is dealing in on behalf of other people. So there are two parties and there'll be a middle person, and that person is the arbitrator. So let's say you are fighting with your friends, and another friend of yours trying to calm both of you, and that person is called the arbitrator. Fluoroscopy, examination with a fluoroscope, has become a common practice. So what could be the meaning of the word fluoroscopy? So if you can see here, the comma would suggest the next phrase would be the definition of the word fluoroscopy. So if you have never heard of the word fluoroscopy, fluoroscopy is a type of examination with a fluoroscope. So what is a fluoroscope? So a fluoroscope is a machine that the X-ray machine that we normally find in a hospital. So fluoroscopy is an examination with a fluoroscope. So the definition of the word fluoroscopy is given in the same sentence. The other example would be this sentence: the duodene, a short-stem clay pipe, is found in Irish folktales. So what could be the definition of duodene in this sentence? So the definition is given there: a short-stem clay pipe. So if you know what a pipe is a device that people use to smoke tobacco. So duodene is a short stem. It is a kind of small, short pipe that is made not from wood, not from metal, but from clay. So duodene is a short stem clay pipe. The other way for us to guess the meaning of a difficult word in a sentence or in a passage would be to find the synonyms. Sometimes in the same paragraph, in the same passage, there could be a word that has the same meaning as the difficult word. So how we can guess the meaning of the difficult word is by looking for the synonyms. Sometimes there are synonyms given or appear to be there in the same sentence before or after, or in the same paragraph. The mountain. So here is an example. The mountain pass. So that means the road on the mountain. The mountain pass was a tortuous road, winding and twisting like a snake around trees on the mountainside. So what could be the definition of torches in this sentence? So actually, you can find the synonym of the word torches in the same sentence, which is um, winding and twisting. So the synonym could be in the same sentence, could be in a different sentence, could be in other parts in the paragraph. So that means when you read the paragraph, you could actually find synonyms of words which will help you to guess the meaning of a difficult word that you have never heard of. So torches means winding and twisting, or it is long and difficult. Another example, flooded with spotlights, the focus of all attention, the new Miss America began her year-long reign. She was the cynosure of all eyes for the rest of the evening. So what could be the definition of the word cynosure in this sentence? It is quite easy. So the synonym is given there. So what could be the synonym if you can find in the sentence? So she was the cynosure of all eyes. So that means she was the focus of all attention. So she was the focus of the evening. So if you check in the dictionary, cynosure means someone or something that is in the focus of an attention or admiration. So when people admire you, so that means you are the cynosure of people's attention or admiration. The other example would be the young girl was very aloof. She always seemed unsociable and uninterested. So what does the word aloof mean in this sentence? So you can find the synonyms there. Unsociable or uninterested. Also, aloof means someone who is, of course, unsociable, uninterested, or could also be someone who is passive, someone who is introvert, someone who is shy. So when you guess the meaning of a word, does not mean that you have to guess exactly the same as the meaning in the dictionary. So it could be any guess as long as it fits in the sentence and the sentence sounds logical. So if you check in the dictionary, the definition of aloof would be someone who is distant, someone who is unfriendly, someone who is cool. So that is the meaning of aloof. The other way we can guess the meaning of a word, of difficult word in a sentence, is by looking for the antonym. So similar to synonym, there could also be antonyms in the same sentence before or after, or in the same paragraph. So antonym is the opposite word, with words with the opposite meaning. For example, when we say short, the opposite is tall, so that is antonym. Big, the opposite is small, so that is antonym. Small and tiny, that is synonym. Big and large, that is synonym. So let us take a look at this example. He tried to smile because the mood of the party was not somber but happy. So what could be the meaning of the word somber? So if you see, there is an antonym because we have the word but there. But happy, not somber but happy. So somber is the opposite of happy because we have the word but. So but means opposite. So somber means sad, or the other word for sad is dreary, unhappy. So it could be any definition, any guess that could fit in the sentence. Another example is David was very outgoing as opposed to his coy older sister. So outgoing and coy. David was outgoing and his older sister was coy. So what could be the meaning of coy? And the opposite of coy is of course outgoing. if you read carefully. So coy means someone who is not outgoing, someone who could be passive, introverted, or someone who is shy. So that is how you guess the meaning of a word based on antonyms given in the same sentence in other sentences on the same paragraph of the text. So the other example you can try: Joe was reluctant to take the job of captain of the team. He was afraid that the time would take would hurt his grades. On the other hand, Billy was eager for the chance to be the team captain. So what does the word reluctant mean in this paragraph? So what could be the antonym? So Joe was reluctant and Billy was eager. So reluctant is the opposite of eager. Eager means excited. So reluctant means someone who is not really excited, someone who is not really interested in doing the task. Um, so reluctant means someone who is unsure, uncertain, cautious, or any other definition that you have that could fit in a sentence. So let us take a look at another way of guessing the meaning of difficult word in a text, which is by making an inference. So you can infer. So like in a science subject where you make an inference, that means you make a logical guess. You don't just simply guess, but you make a logical guess based on your previous knowledge, based on your schemata. So you have an idea about this thing based on your readings or your knowledge previously a long time ago, and you make a conclusion, a logical conclusion of the meaning of the difficult word. So the meaning of an unfamiliar word can be inferred from the description of a situation or your previous experience. So if you cannot find any antonyms, synonyms, or definition. So this is another way you can infer the meaning of a difficult word. She told her friend, I'm through with blind dates forever. So this is an example. What a dull evening. I was bored every minute. The conversation was absolutely vapid. So what could be the meaning of vapid? So vapid means something that is negative. So you can infer from the situation here. I'm through, I'm done with blind dates forever. What a dull evening. So that means it is not an exciting evening. I was bored, so she wasn't happy. So what could be the meaning of the word vapid? So the most logical guess would be uninteresting. So or any other words that you can come out with as long as it fits in the situation. Um, the nurse states that she would require a free rein in overseeing the children. These two need discipline, and I intend to provide it. So, what could be the meaning of a free rein? So, if you know the meaning of the word free, but what about the word reign? It's like a king reigns. So, when a king rules, the king reigns. The prime minister reigns the country. The king reigns the kingdom. So the nurse states that she would require a free rein in overseeing the children. So what could be the meaning of free rein? So can you try to digest the situation and guess the meaning of the word free rein? So you can pause the video and think about it without going to the dictionary. So the nurse wants the freedom to discipline the two children her way because she has noticed how undisciplined they already are, and she is determined to provide it all by herself. So free reign means the freedom. So she wants the freedom to control the children because the children are or were too naughty. So these two need discipline. That means they were naughty and I intend to provide it. But I require a free rein. I require the freedom to discipline these children. So that is the definition of free reign, freedom. So thank you very much for your attention.